legends of giant animals in the North Woods, sacred legends secretly passed down for generations by indigenous tribal elders. They believe they should be left alone.
It just sits in the back of your mind of what this thing is and would like to see it again, you know, go after it.
I have never seen anything that could have possibly done what it did.
That had to be huge.
If it's become this big, why can't it take people? What else is it taking? How many kids are missing?
Elroy, oh my God, look it. Every single day we put bait out, the bait's gone. We have to see what's on the cameras.
Yeah.
If it's something old like this and big, something that's been around for a long time, if the wrong people get a hold of this here, who knows what they're going to do with it, if they're going to try to capture it.
We don't want to hurt it. We want to see what this thing really is.
My advice would be just to strictly leave this all alone.
Something this big can definitely move fast.
It could be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'm Pete Lallier. I'm a Minnesota guy my entire life, live around Lake Minnetonka area, live on a horse ranch.
This spring I was walking a horse and the horse was acting differently than normal when I go to this certain spot down the hill close to like a wetland area.
You a little nervous? It's really weird. He's never been like this before.
And after 2 nights of that happening where he wouldn't proceed any further, I decided to get up early the next morning and take the horse down the hill and to the wetland area and see if it was different based upon time of day or whatever.
What the hell is that?
It was weird. This horse is the most steady horse of our 7 horses and the most dependable horse. Doesn't get nervous about anything, never has thrown anybody off.
Just heard something in the water over there. Tech spooked a little bit.
And so I get out my phone right away and I capture some video of the area and I scan around, and I didn't even know I was capturing it at first, and then all of a sudden I saw something on the side of the road that was sticking up unnaturally from what I'd normally seen, and I took some footage of it.
My buddy Pete Lallier is a friend for the last 10 years, and one day he called me and he said, "Hey, come over, I got something really interesting I got to show you."
We get down there and we can see where it was, and then we discover a track.
It's huge.
See his claws.
I come down the hill, Dane, let me show you something.
It's all right, Tex, sir. You all right? You a little nervous? What happened? What the hell is that? What in the hell?
It's giant. After seeing the video footage, I was certainly more compelled to believe Pete and to see it, you know, with my own 2 eyes. And I know Pete, you know, wouldn't lie to me, and what he saw, and what he filmed. I did hear rumors in the community about animals going missing, dogs, cats. When Pete showed me that footage down the hill here, kind of makes you wonder if there isn't something going on there with something taking animals, maybe. Definitely a concern.
We thought, what should we do right now? And so we went back to the house. I found some wall compound plaster. We built up a frame.
That be big enough?
Probably just big enough.
All right, I think we got everything, man. Got a form. Hopefully that joint compound will work. All right, let's head down there.
Went down and we poured plaster in it, and we took a plaster casting of the track and documented everything.
I think we got it, man.
I think so. Let's see what comes.
A buddy of mine I was in a film production with, he mentioned that there's this crazy guy that discovered this big creature and I should go investigate and document it. Curiosity got the best of me because I just started showing up with my camera and documenting real time what was happening. And honestly, I had no idea what was going to happen from one day to the next. We kept our film production footprint very small. I mean, it was literally just me and a sound guy. Just wanted to show up and just let it happen naturally.
My wife works at Jubilee at the grocery store in Mound. She gets to know a lot of the regulars, and this guy comes in all the time, sometimes a couple times a day. He said he saw something that he didn't know what it was, couldn't explain it. Looked like upside down duck boat or something crossing the road, and it was out on County Road 15.
Yeah, so how did you track him down?
Looked him up on the internet and found him.
All right.
I went to his house and he wouldn't answer.
Okay.
Didn't want to talk about it.
Did Kim tell you when he's at the grocery store?
Regularly, every day.
You know, Elroy, my neighbor, is involved in that project up north. They're looking for the rune stone, and he's working with a bunch of people on that. This guy is just like seriously a genius, and he knows a lot about finding stuff. Maybe we should go talk to him, man, and go get his advice on it. I think he'd be really into it, and he maybe could help point us in the right direction with that.
Well, I'm working on a documentary right now on the Kensington runestone, and it has been quite a journey, let me just say that. And we're finding some stuff, and it's just been really, really amazing. It's a stone they found in Minnesota in 1898, but it's dated 1362. It's very controversial. Some people think it's real, some people think it's fake. But if it's real, it changes history as we know it.
I'll just tell you what happened, man, is I was walking the horse one day and he spooked. I panned my camera and this is what we saw on the side of the road with the horse. And it's an alligator snapping turtle, but the only problem is it's too big. It's huge.
I grew up on Lake Minnetonka and on Stubbs Bay, and I have seen some crazy things in the water. Like giant spoonbills.
Have you ever seen anything that big or heard of anything that big before?
No. That is crazy. Is that its tail?
That's like the back of the shell going down in the water. The tail will be back below. That's the mouth.
That's the
tip of the
mouth.
mouth open. From the bottom of the mouth to the tip of the nose where he's like that is like 3.5 feet. It's big.
Holy smokes. He came to me because he thinks I'm an expert, but I'm not really an expert. But I'm working on this documentary about the Kensington runestone, and we're kind of dealing with some Native American history, and he thought I might have something to add to it. And I just talk about it. The turtle is very important in the Native American culture. It's part of their creation story. I know a guy you should talk to. He's an Anishinaabe elder who might know something about that. If this is Lake Minnetonka, I don't know, but Lake Minnetonka was a sacred lake for years for the Native Americans. I would keep it quiet for now until you know more about what's going on.
Right.
Well, good luck.
Yeah,
that's
thanks
amazing.
a lot, man.
Thanks, Elroy.
Yeah.
So I know this doc guy. He's been on the lake forever. And I thought if anybody knows something about this or has seen something or heard something, it's got to be him.
My name's Bret Niccum, owner of Niccum Docks. We manufacture piers, boat lifts. We do recoveries of sunken boats, four-wheelers, anything that happens on the lake, sheriff boats. I was out on the barge one day and spotted a big spot down in the water. Didn't know really what it was. Kind of carried on with the day. When I got home, I contacted Pete, told him about it. I also contacted my neighbor, Dan Jasper. He's a guide on the lake, and told him about it, and we kind of took it from there.
Hey, how are you?
You know, my neighbor Dan was cleaning out a shoreline, and had something crush his tube to his sprinkler line. That was kind of weird, move some rocks around.
Okay.
And it takes a lot to move the rocks because they're 3 foot by 4 foot rocks.
All right.
You might want to talk to him about it or something.
Okay. We can go over there.
My name is Dan Jasper. I'm a professional fishing guide on Lake Minnetonka, Jasper Guide Services. I've lived on the lake, gosh, I think 15 years, something like that.
Your neighbor, Bret,
over
here, told us we should talk to you about something that happened to you this spring when you were cleaning out your rocks.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
weirdest thing happened. So I was like right here, walking, picking up dead fish. They kind of float right in here. You can see it kind of bends right here, so it kind of they get trapped, right? And it stinks up the shoreline, so I'm picking them up, and I can throw them right into the bucket and just keep walking, and all of a sudden, boom, I get yanked back. Yeah.
Did you see anything in the water, like a disturbance in the water or anything?
Oh yeah, I mean there was I didn't see what it was, but it pulled me back, and the water, it was, boom. I'm like, what the heck? So I walk along the shore, and I just throw the stuff in here, and it's got, I know. Look at the dent in this thing.
So this is like a tube, a floaty?
Yeah, it keeps it from sinking, right? And then I can just throw the stuff in. And it was dragging behind me, and boom. I mean, look at the dent. This is in perfect shape beforehand.
Here's the hole.
That had to be huge to get it
I don't know.
around that.
But this is coming down the hill. This is the photo capture. I actually have a video. Came down the hill and my horse spooked.
Holy crap.
And Dane, you think?
I think maybe it migrated from, County Road 15 out here in the country down the watershed, kind of in one of the little inlets, and found its way to here, to Minnetonka.
Would you be willing to help us with some getting out in the water and
sure,
if we come across any other leads or whatever?
Yeah, I'll show you depth.
We just kind of want to figure out what it is and that whole thing.
Yeah.
Bret thought that the water clarity has gotten so much better in the last few years that's why maybe you'd see something like that now, or you wouldn't have seen it before.
The lake's about 118 miles of shoreline. It's about 102 feet deep in a couple spots. A lot of deep places, a lot of nooks and crannies. It's a very large area where, you hear that back in the day people saw possibly big sturgeon. No one's seen them, no one's caught them. And now we see whatever this was, and there's a lot of room for it to go. And there could be more than one, we don't know.
There are people that say that there's a sturgeon in the lake. Sturgeon don't attack like that. It crushed the bucket, metal bucket.
So Dane tells me about the guy at the grocery store, and we tracked down who he is, and he's unsuccessful in getting a hold of him. So I just said, you know what? Let's just get in my truck and go over there and stake him out.
See if I can convince him to talk.
This might be him. Excuse me. Excuse me. Is your name Troy?
Yeah. What? Get that thing out of my face.
Went up to him, introduced myself, and he reluctantly agreed to bring us out to the site to show us what he saw and to describe that to us.
I would just appreciate, we want to document where this thing was at. Can I put you on film? While you show us? Could that be what you saw crossing the road?
Yeah. What in God's name is that thing?
Now here's kind of the general area. I can see it came out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was driving from that direction, going there. When I first saw it, I thought it was a rowboat that somebody dropped on the road. As I was coming around, I was slowing down, I could see it moving still, and I'm thinking, oh, somebody's trying to pull it off the road. And as I got closer, all of a sudden, it's moved quick.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no one pulling it, and I'm like, what is that thing?
How big do you think it was?
It's probably like that wide, and like I said, it looked like a rowboat. It didn't seem to have a problem pushing stuff out of its way.
How fast was it going?
At the beginning, it was just kind of moving slow. Once I got close, all of a sudden, you could just see it pick up, and it moved fast.
Okay.
It's so big, it doesn't make sense. There's nothing in the state that's that big. It's got to be feeding water to water. Because of that smell, you knew it was a water creature, so it was moving from water to water, and all of a sudden you realize you got that swamp, you got all those lakes. There's a connection right over there, and more lakes over there. You got Lake Minnetonka. You know, it's a gigantic feeding ring that it can stay hidden. And I mean, this is pretty remote out here. And that's why, to be honest, I'm very reluctant talking about it, because I don't want to have people think you're nuts. You can just, like I said, keep this quiet, I'm happy.
I'm wondering if it isn't two animals, two creatures that, you know, somehow made their way down the Minnetonka watershed from out by you.
I think people are going to think we're nuts if we say it.
Yeah, that's the other reason
Right?
that's the other reason.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah, that's the other reason to be quiet about it. But I want to see what it is.
Some people say, though, that if it's a reptile, it might, you know, I've heard that reptiles keep growing as long as they live, so maybe it's super old, hundreds of years, like giant, I don't know.
Like a giant sea turtle.
Yeah. I got called by a tribal elder that we got in contact with, and he's going to be coming to do, he calls it like a vision quest, and he wants to offer tobacco to it.
Well, animals have different senses than we do. They're more sensitive things. They can see things that we can't.
Or what would the Anishinaabe call this?
Mikinaak means great turtle, and the turtle is one of the main animals in the story of the creation. If it's something old like this and big, that it's something that's been around for a long time, just leave it alone. Just let it be how it is. Focusing in on this and keep coming around it, it's going to start changing the way it's living. If the wrong people get a hold of this here, who knows what they're going to do with it, if they're going to try to capture it. What I would do is go down and offer some tobacco to him for thanks for being here. And hopefully we can reassure him that he's going to be safe. Anything that you take from nature, anything, if you cut down a tree, if you take maple syrup, anything, we'll put tobacco down for saying thanks for these things. When we put these down for animals that have given up their lives for us, their spirit will be reborn again into another animal.
After I heard from Pete, who had talked to Tom, this native elder, about his feelings about the animal, I had my concerns about what we would do, you know, what we should do.
The most compelling thing to me so far is that the track that we casted the first day we had the sighting matched the measurements of the tracks, the partial tracks that we found when Elroy was doing the motion camera.
All right, we're back to check on the plaster casting of the track.
Do you want to help me lift this thing off here? We'll set it like over there when we lift it up.
So lift didn't go that way?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Now, some of these things, when we pulled it out, came off. Could you get that? Figure out where that one? 14 inches. But this was on the, we
Put that
documented
into
it.
perspective, though.
Yeah.
How big that is. And you want to let it be or catch it?
Well,
I want
honestly,
to catch it.
It could be dangerous.
Yeah, well, life is dangerous. Let's catch this thing. You're looking at 14 inches, but you're looking at this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a monster hoof.
Yeah.
That's a swimming machine.
Big paw.
Yeah, I've seen, big crocs. They can move fast. Anything, something this big can definitely move fast, and very dangerous.
So can we agree to look for this thing and try to find it and keep it quiet?
Can you imagine if this got out on social media or something?
That's true.
Seriously.
Elroy, what are you doing down there?
Just clearing a spot to put a motion detector camera. I think this looks right over where we think he might be. So we've been baiting the turtle in the woods. Pete would get a chicken and cut it in half and put a half a chicken out there. Put up these trail cams to try to get pictures of it.
Got a chicken hanging half out of the water. It's been 3 days since we've been out here. Oh, the camera's all effed up.
Well, the chicken's gone.
Yep, right. I put it right there.
Every single day we put bait out, the bait's gone.
There's like claw marks or something here. What knocked that thing over? Look at, there's like 4 distinct claw marks here, and this tree is pushed over.
How wide is that? Put your hand down by it.
It's about twice as big as a human hand. Look at the marks there. They're like scrape marks. Look at all the tree. This is all pushed over. And you can see a path that, whatever it was, knocked down all the brush to get to it.
We have to see what's on the cameras.
Yeah.
So let's pull the cameras, the cards.
Yeah, hopefully it worked this time.
That's it.
Let's go see what's on it. Now the first attempt didn't pan out too well, so let's see what we got here.
It's only supposed to take a picture when that beam gets broken the first time.
It took one picture. What in the heck?
There's an eye.
There's an eye. There's its beak, and it's friggin' huge. Look at the skin.
An eye. That's what's making my heart pound.
Well,
right
and
now.
Here's its beak. Look at its giant beak, the pointy beak and the bottom jaw there. That is crazy.
We don't want to hurt it. We want to see what this thing really is and how big it is.
You stay out of it, I'll take care of it.
It didn't have to go as far as it did already.
No offense to the tribal member, but I want to catch it.
Maybe it's just best left a secret.
You guys can't say a freaking word about this to anybody, you got it?